The Temple Mount is perhaps the most contested piece of real estate in the world. The Temple Institute, a non-profit organization, is dedicated to raising public awareness than the rebuilding of the Third Temple. Rabbi Chaim Richmond talks to Infolive TV.
The Temple Institute is a very unique organization because it was founded with the sole purpose of doing as much as possible to raise the consciousness for the Jewish people and really for the whole world as to the central role that the Holy Temple plays in the life of mankind. And this is really a basic principle of Jewish faith, that the Holy Temple is not just some magnificent synagogue. It really wasn't a synagogue at all, or just some beautiful building rooted in the biblical past of the Middle East, but rather it's seen by the Torah as the vehicle that brings about a certain spiritual reconciliation between all of mankind and God. And of course, every prophet of Israel tells us that the time will come when the temple will again be rebuilt, and actually it's the era, the epic of the Third Temple, which is seen, for example, when we study Isaiah, as the time which will be unparalleled in human history, when all mankind will be at peace and united in the recognition of God. So everything that we do is really about the restoration of the promise of the temple. There's a number of ways that we go about this. The production of educational materials and curriculum that are used all over the world, and conferences and publications. But the main focal point of our work, where we're standing right now, is actually the reconstruction of vessels that can actually be used in the Holy Temple.
As Israel and the Palestinians prepare for another peace summit, the future status of Jerusalem has been thrust to the forefront. Many remain skeptical over the funds invested in the future reconstruction of the temple, and if it will bring true peace.
Well, you know, a lot of people will try anything for peace, and John Lennon said, all we're saying is give peace a chance. And so why not try the one thing that God himself promises, for example, through the prophet Haggai, where he says, in this place I will grant peace. You know, we try not to be political. We're really not a political organization at all. It's totally a religious and educational undertaking, but it's kind of hard to separate, for the Jewish people living in the land of Israel, the connotation of all of this. Obviously, the Holy Temple doesn't go in Hartford, Connecticut. It goes here on the Temple Mount, which is something that God himself declared. But basically, the idea is that, you know, we're really just trying to do everything possible as a declaration of our faith, that we believe that this is the destiny of the Jewish people. The Holy Temple is not an ethnocentric thing. It's not only for the Jewish people. When the Holy Temple stood, Isaiah says, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all people, and the whole world streamed there to engage in this direct relationship with God. And this is what we're promised when the Holy Temple is built, that it will once again become the focal point of the spiritual energy of mankind. One of the best examples of the complex research involved in every item is when it comes to the garments of the high priest. Here the Bible uses words referring to the colors of the weavings, the blue and the crimson and the scarlet. We know that these come from certain plants and certain animals, and there's a great deal of mystery regarding what these colors are. When it comes to the breastplate of the high priest, one of the 8 garments, the breastplate of the high priest, which is considered one of the 8 garments of the high priest, the 12 stones of the breastplate of the high priest, of course, which are representative of the 12 tribes of Israel. These stones took the scholars and rabbis of the Temple Institute over a decade to reach a final conclusive identification of what the stones are.
Recently, a delegation of ministers from Papua visited the institution and contributed $10,000, gold bars and precious gems. Richmond says people from many countries and all walks of life identify and support the cause.
This is definitely a phenomenon that we have seen over the years, which really makes perfect sense, because the Holy Temple is like a magnet that attracts people from all over the world. As we mentioned earlier, the verse in Isaiah, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all people. We have many people from all over the world that are extremely supportive and interested in the concept of the Holy Temple, and I think on a level of prophetic fulfillment, this is a very, very beautiful thing. We have people from all walks of life, from all over the world, who feel so motivated to do something to identify with the Jewish people and with the God of Israel. Really over 35 countries from all over the world, from as far away as India, and now, as you mentioned, Papua. Many people throughout North America, all over Europe. Many people from Qatar, which is kind of a surprise, as you can imagine. Have come forward. Also, most recently, Papua and India, some from Indonesia, and even we had once a delegation from Mongolia.
Whatever the outcome of peace negotiations, Jerusalem will always remain the heart and soul of the Jewish people, and as Richmond says, one nation, really walking together as one people, around one heart.
The eyes of the world are really on the developments in Jerusalem. Jerusalem, the very word, is like a symphony to the ear for all people who really feel connected to the Bible. It's mentioned over 700 times in the Bible, and it's always synonymous with everything really that's good and right in the world.
The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Stand in the gate of the Lord's house, and proclaim there this word, and say, Hear the word of the Lord, all you men of Judah, who enter these gates to worship the Lord. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Amend your ways and your deeds, and I will let you dwell in this place. Do not trust in these deceptive words, This is the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord. For if you truly amend your ways and your deeds, if you truly execute justice one with another, if you do not oppress the sojourner, the fatherless, or the widow, or shed innocent blood in this place, and if you do not go after other gods to your own harm, then I will let you dwell in this place, in the land that I gave of old to your fathers forever. Behold, you trust in deceptive words to no avail. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, make offerings to Baal, and go after other gods that you have not known, and then come and stand before me in this house which is called by my name, and say, We are delivered, only to go on doing all these abominations? Has this house which is called by my name become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, I myself have seen it, declares the Lord. Go now to my place that was in Shiloh, where I made my name dwell at first, and see what I did to it because of the evil of my people Israel. And now because you have done all these things, declares the Lord, and when I spoke to you persistently you did not listen, and when I called you you did not answer. Therefore I will do to the house that is called by my name, and in which you trust, and to the place that I gave to you and to your fathers, as I did to Shiloh. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I cast out all your kinsmen, all the offspring of Ephraim. As for you, do not pray for this people, or lift up a cry or prayer for them, and do not intercede with me, for I will not hear you. Do you not see what they are doing in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, the fathers kindle fire, and the women knead dough to make cakes for the Queen of Heaven. And they pour out drink offerings to other gods to provoke me to anger. Is it I whom they provoke, declares the Lord? Is it not themselves to their own shame? Therefore thus says the Lord God, Behold, my anger and my wrath will be poured out on this place, upon man and beast, upon the trees of the field and the fruit of the ground. It will burn and not be quenched. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Add your burnt offerings to your sacrifices, and eat the flesh. For in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, I did not speak to your fathers or command them concerning burnt offerings and sacrifices. But this command I gave them, Obey my voice, and I will be your God, and you shall be my people. And walk in all the way that I command you, that it may be well with you. But they did not obey or incline their ear, but walked in their own counsels and the stubbornness of their evil hearts, and went backward and not forward. From the day that your fathers came out of the land of Egypt to this day, I have persistently sent all my servants the prophets to them day after day. Yet they did not listen to me or incline their ear, but stiffened their neck. They did worse than their fathers. So you shall speak all these words to them, but they will not listen to you. You shall call to them, but they will not answer you. And you shall say to them, This is the nation that did not obey the voice of the Lord their God, and did not accept discipline. Truth has perished, it is cut off from their lips. Cut off your hair and cast it away. Raise a lamentation on the bare heights, for the Lord has rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath.